Hi, lovers of Mathemasoft. I'm welcoming you to another wonderful class. This class will be a continuation on the indices. So previously we've been solving problems on indices. We've been solving some past questions, and today we'll be looking at these questions in the format that you are seeing right now. So when I was introducing indices, I told you that you have an advantage in solving indices questions because you have some laws that can guide you to solving indices problems. In the last class, we had some questions that result to the form like 2x raised to power 2 raised to power 3. And in this kind of form, I told you that we can possibly, compare the two sides. That's your left hand side and your right hand side. So when we compare these two sides, we'll see that the base that we have here is the same. So if the base is the same, based on the knowledge of having equal sign here means that what is on this side equals what is on this side. So if the two base numbers on either side are the same, definitely we can say that what the exponents are also the same. So we can say x equals 3. So what we are going to do in these questions we have here is not really different from what I just analyzed here. Okay. But in this case, the observation is that the variable x is also carrying, variable x, and you may have questions like that. When you look at this other one also here, the variable is also carrying some expression in the same variable. So for you to actually have your way, you must work with an insight. And what's the insight? The insight is that you must work your way in such a way that the variable will be on one side, and definitely it must actually carry itself, meaning that you will work your way through getting the base that will carry the same power in the same variable, such that if you have something like this on the other side, you try to express the number that you may get on that side also in such a way that the base number will be carrying the same exponent, so that we can easily compare these two sides. We can use either of them, either by saying the base x equals to 2, or we use the exponent to say x equals to 2. So in either way, you will be correct. So for me, I call this a twin comparison. So this is a twin comparison, such a way that you get a twin here and you get a twin here. So when you get the same here, you get it the same here, they look alike. So it becomes a twin. So you use this twin analysis to actually solve problems like this. So with this insight that I've shared, so let's get into solving this question and see how simple it is. So having at the back of your mind that every problem has a solution and there is no question that is actually difficult. So here, by observation, I can see that I have 4 raised to power x here. So I need to move it so that it will actually work with its own term on this other side. So I can say I have x raised to power x equals 4 raised to power x. By the law of indices, this will become multiplication 4 raised to power 16. So the next thing is that I need to remove this 4 raised to power x. So I can say I divide both sides by 4 raised to power x, divide this side also by 4 raised to power x. So I will have x raised to power x here over 4 raised to power x, and then equals 4 raised to power x times 4 raised to power 16 over 4 raised to power x, such that 4 raised to power x will cancel 4 raised to power x, and then what I will have left will be on this side by observation. X is the power here, x is the power here, so they have the same power. So I can write this as x over 4 raised to power of x, okay? And then on this side, I can have 4 raised to power of 16. So now I have x over 4. There is absolutely nothing I can do to this x over 4. But with this power of x, my focus is to have the same base with the same exponent. So if I can divide this x by 4, so it will look like x over 4, then raised power x over 4. So the only way I can do that is to multiply the power of each side by 1 over 4. So I will say multiply, let me put this sign for you to know that is the power, by 1 over 4, and this side also 1 over 4. So let's do that. So we have x over 4, okay, that we have here before, x. So the power, I want to multiply it by 1 over 4. Okay, let me put another bracket rather than using multiplication. Okay, so that will be 1 over 4 equals 4 raised to power 16. So let me also put 1 over 4. So I can say that what? This x will multiply this 1 over 4 here. So if it multiply 1 over 4, then I will have x over 4. Then that also will be x over 4 equals 16 times 1 over 4 will give me 4 here. So 4 here 1, 4 here 4, so that's 4 over 4. So you can see now that x over 4 is carrying x over 4, and 4 is also carrying 4. So I already have something like this analysis I gave you, something like this analysis, a twin analysis. So I can see that this is equals to 4, or this is equals to 4. So I can choose any one of them. I will just say s over 4 equals to 4. Okay, so if I put this one also over 1, let me just cross multiply, then I will say x equals 4 times 4 equals 16. So our x equals 16. So that's as simple as ABC. So if you bear in mind the analysis and the insight I shared, okay, this kind of questions in this format where you have variable carrying, you know, any is carrying itself like another variable, you can always work your way through by using the twin analysis that I call it. Okay, so this also will become easier now that you have such an insight. Okay, so let's also try this. X raised to power x raised to power 4 equals 64. So here, since this is already carrying 4, if I can make this also to be s raised to power 4, they will be the same. So your focus will always be on the variable first, while you are still checking the other side. So if I want to raise this one to 4, then I can say I multiply the power on both sides by 4. Okay, so let me multiply the power, okay, on both sides. This side also, I will multiply the power by 4. So this will be x raised to power 4, then 4 equals 64, okay, raised to power 4. So this is x raised to power 4 times 4, okay, which I can also write as what? S raised to power 4, then s raised to power 4. So if you check this, I've not written anything different. S raised to power 4 times 4 is the same thing as 4 times s raised to power 4. Okay, so I can now say that on this other side here, now this is already the same. Now I begin to think about how I can make this one also the same. By analysis, I have 64 here. 64 can be expressed as power of 2, power of 4, power of 8. So I need to now think of which of these will actually make me to have the same base and the same power. If I use 2, okay, 64 as the power of 2 will give me 2 raised to power 6. Okay, and then there is 4 here before, that will be 4. So that will give me 2 raised to power 24. So 2 and 24, they are not the same, so I will not get a twin. so I cannot use 2. If I raise it by 4, that will be 4 raised to power 3. That's 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, that will be 64. So 4 is here before. That will also be 4 raised to power 12. That will not give me a twin because 4 and 12 are not the same. But if I raise it as 8 raised to power 2, okay, 64 can be written as 8 raised to power 2. So I have 4 here before. So I say 2 times 4, that will be 8 raised to power 8. So you can see that it is using 8 that will give me that twin. So I can say that this will become 8 square raised to power of 4. Then I have x raised to power 4, x raised to power 4 equals 8 raised to power 8. So now this actually give me, okay, something that I need. So I can now compare x raised to power 4 equals what? 8. And then I can say that what? For me to get my x here, let me multiply the power on either side by 1 over 4. Okay. On this side also multiply the power by 1 over 4. That will be x raised to power 4, 1 over 4 equals 8. That's 1 over 4. So 4 will cancel 4 here. That will give me x. Okay. And this will give me, I have this 8 can be expressed as 2 raised to power 3. Okay. And then I have 1 over 4 here. So I can say x. Okay. I can say my x now equals 2 raised to power 3 over 4. So you can leave your answer like this. Okay. You can leave your answer like this. And if you are writing a multi-choice examination or maybe an objective question, so just check the option. The way they leave the option might just guide you on how you are going to leave your answer. You can say this will be the 4th degree root of 2 then raised to power 3. So depending on how they leave the answer, so it's as simple as this. So let's try number 3. Number 3 is so straightforward. So I have 27 raised to power x equals 1 over x. So I already have 1 over x here, and this x must actually leave this place so that all the variable will be on one side. So what I can do now is that I need to remove this x, and for me to remove this x, so let me multiply the power on both sides by 1 over x, and on this side also the power by 1 over x. So I can say I have 27 raised to power x raised to power 1 over x equals 1 over x. Then I will have 1 over x. So x will cancel x. That will give me 27 equals 1 over x raised to power 1 over x. So I've achieved my aim on this side here. 1 over x is already carrying 1 over x. So then I need to now look onto this side, what I can do. Oh, very well. I have 27. 27 can be expressed as 3 raised to power 3. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, 27. And then I have 1 over x. I have 1 over x. So this makes it very, very easy for me. So now I can compare 1 over x equals, okay, equals 3. And if you want to get your x, so that is actually simple. You can put this over 1. You can say you want to cross multiply. But if inverse of x is equals to 3, definitely x equals to what? Inverse of what? 3. So our x will be 1 over 3. Or if you are the lover of having to break it down, just put this over 1. You cross multiply, you have 3x equals 1, and then you divide both sides by 3. You have 3x over 3 equals 1 over 3. But the smart way is just to know that if the inverse of x is equals to 3, so x is equals to inverse of what? 3. So this is the answer. So the fourth one will be what I will be giving you as an exercise. So try to solve this for me. Okay, for those of you that are on Telegram network or the WhatsApp network. You can let me know your answer, and in the comment section here, I need your answer in the comment section here. But if you really want to show your workings, you can just send that one to me on the Telegram or WhatsApp. You want to show me how you work this out, but just to tell me your answer, you can send me your answer in the comment section below. So thank you. This is what I have for you today. My name is Mr. Legend, and I appreciate you for being lovers of Mathemasoft. So I need you to please share this video out, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, try to do so and turn on the notification button. Until the time I see you in the next class, remain blessed and always exercise your brain in mathematics solution. Bye for now.